Welcome to the Take Podcast, where we seek the news that isn't considered popular or relevant enough in today's media landscape, and some things that are. World news and topics from all continents, yes, even Antarctica, ranging from environmental, culture, politics, history, and economics. With that being said, enjoy, and please feel free to reach out and keep this an interactive experience. And we're live here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first, yes, the first live recording, live video recording. And I want to say thank you. Thank you to the one and only, the man who's been day one, D1, the Diligent One, Corey Dillinger. Thank you for joining me, man.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. This has definitely been a long time coming. I know me and you have a history of over 6 years of knowing each other. We just didn't think that it would cross paths again like this, but I'm actually happy to see you, and I'm actually happy to be here.
Hey, man, once again, thank you. So, let's just hit the people with the acknowledgments here. So, your in-ring career has been a little over 6 years now?
Actually, started back in 2014.
Okay.
So we're actually going to 7, going to 8.
Wow. 8. Okay. So past 8 years, you have wrestled for promotions such as, let's hit that list, CZW, Valor Pro Wrestling in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Let's see, ECPW, which is East Coast Pro Wrestling.
That's my home base.
Television champ.
Yes.
Okay. They got a title on you. They represent. They know their value. They know they got somebody there.
Yeah. The catch is, so there's a little something interesting with that company. So I'll go a little personal, just a little rare situation. So I was crowned. I earned my television championship about a year before COVID hit.
Gotcha.
When COVID hit, everything shut down. Everything was a little hard and whatnot. So we didn't get to wrestle as much. But unfortunately, my mother passed away literally after the first year of COVID, and I had to release the title. I mentally could not perform. I said I needed time off, so I had to release it. So I'm technically never beaten, but I am not crowned as current television champion. That is now with Trey Felipe.
Okay.
So once I get a chance back with them, because I'll be honest, I haven't been back with East Coast Professional Wrestling for a little bit, but that's going to change. That's the promise I'm putting out here first as an exclusive. I will return to East Coast Professional Wrestling to get back what was mine that I technically never lost.
So in other words, you're going to put a whooping on that boy.
No, I ain't going to put a whooping. I'm going to get what's mine. That's all it is. I don't have to put a whooping. I'm going to just get what's mine. Like Mayweather does his, I do mine. That's all we want to do.
Okay. So let's see. Along with that title, you are the current UWA Elite iChampion.
Yes.
As well as, oh, there it is.
Yep.
That's a beautiful belt right there, man.
Thank you.
But it's not the only one, because you have recently, 2021, came up short in the semifinals.
No, I came up short in the finals. In the finals. But you redeemed yourself very well by winning this year's 2022. Pull the bell up. DynaMike Davis Memorial Tournament. Yes.
So now you have 2 accomplishments on you right now, representing one promotion.
Yes, and I personally feel that's like a rare thing. I understand a lot of independent wrestlers work their ass off and get multiple belts in other places, and that's great. I ain't gonna front. Whatever success you can get your success. Do you? But the fact that a company puts me at me earn one title, and then the fact that I earn another, that speaks volumes in its own right for the promotion. And I know I'm ready to carry this on my shoulder. It's because I won this on September 17th. I actually get a title shot against Matt Vertigo, who is the current UWA Elite champion. So this is something big, and technically there's a curse. For the last 5 years, every person who won this did not win their title shot. So right now I already got like a bad juju or chip on my shoulder. The fact that they say, yo, he's gonna have this match, but he's gonna lose. Now I gotta do what I can to prove them wrong. Like I gotta show what's my net worth, and that's just what I'm gonna do.
Gotcha. So in other words, come 2023, it's gonna be 3 belts on you.
There is a possibility on that night I can become Corey 3 belts. Yes, right. I can become Corey 3 belts instead of saying, because like I like to say, it's funny. I like to say because it's 2 syllables.
Mm-hmm.
So you say, or anything that goes 1 to 2 sounds good. So you say Matt 2 belts. That makes sense. Or Corey 2 belts. I want to say diligent. It's funny. I'm trying to find a word that says like trilogy. But it's not happening. But I'm gonna figure it out. But hopefully when that day comes on the 17th, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna grind, and we're just gonna see what happens.
Gotcha. Now, I've seen your career, and you have been one of those guys who just loves tournaments, apparently. So you was a 2019 semifinalist in the Heroes Cup tournament?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and now most recently, you competed in Richfield Park, New Jersey. I swear, I laughed when I saw this. So let me look at this and get this right. Pro Wrestling Magic in their Tri-Wizard title tournament. Bro, the Harry Potter play had me dying. It said Tri-Wizard. I'm like, what? Really?
I feel you.
But alongside people who have never seen perform yet, one Isaiah Wolf and Marcus Marquis.
Thank you.
There we go. So, how's that looking there?
So that's looking pretty promising. But here's the backstory to that. With the group with those 2 gentlemen. Mm-hmm. There's a 3rd member called Tyree Taylor.
Okay.
He is actually the 3rd member of Prolific. It's at a point where, I'm cool with them. I got their backs. I always show love. I said one time, like, listen, if you ever need me for something, I'm there. And true story, Tyree had an injury, and he hit me up and said, Corey, I know you close. I know you talked about, making some things happen. So take this as an honorary membership to see if it works, but just do what you do to make sure we get there. So that's all it was. It was technically, as of right now, a one-time thing. I don't know if it's going to be permanent. I don't know if it's going to be future holding, but I just lived in that moment, and I just show why my network is going up and why I'm so diligent. And shoot, you saw how, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think our opponents would be that small. Like, shout out to them. Like, they're relentless. They did not quit. But the way I do that, oh my God. V Daniels, if you see this, I'm sorry I did that to you. But you just in my way. And I just had to prove that I am worth my value. But yeah, that was just such an experience. And I was told I did so well that I will return to Pro Wrestling Magic in October.
Okay.
And that's going to be my official, possibly single debut full through. So the fact that they want me to come again speaks volumes. So they see something in me.
Most definitely. Anytime promotion does something like that, they recognize the net worth.
Yeah.
Now, the way I'm looking at it, I'm going to speak into existence. So, the newest member of Prolific, congratulations.
No. Let's correct that.
Come on. Okay.
Out of respect, that I would love to join them, but I'm not going to call it if it's not there. I was just an honorary member. That's all it was.
Okay.
Honorary.
Okay.
Make sure they kept going so Tyree can heal and be ready to perform for the next one.
Okay. So, honorary member, potentially gaining his acceptance amongst those men. Now, that honorary, as far as I'm concerned, anytime somebody has that much respect for your talent, I see the possibilities there where they can just go, hey, look, we got Freebird rules. You want to represent these trios titles real quick? I need, you know what? I got something I take care of. You good? There we go.
That's the beautiful thing about having an opportunity when you have more than 3 people or more than 2 people to defend a title. It's a blessing, But again, Prolific is a very profound, solid unit. They showed their work the whole time. I've met them and seen them what they do, so I know that they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna make their money. They're gonna beat ass and take names. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like me as a businessman. I'll be honest. Like, I'm a wrestler, but I have a business mindset. Like, do I really want to go against Prolific if I have the opportunity to work with Prolific? If I have to, I have to. But you got to think as a businessman, you got options.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your options ain't meant to beat everyone. Sometimes you got to work with some.
Gotcha.
So that's how I look at it.
Okay. So as of right now, how's that calendar looking for the year? What do you have set there for yourself?
So the calendar is packing up. So this Sunday, I'm wrestling 2 times in one day. This is going to be very interesting. This is going to be very tight. It's going to be very fun. I'm going to be wrestling for Work 1 for the youth. Shout out to Alexander. Shout out to the whole crew making that for the youth. I'm big on supporting the youth. I'm big on helping people out when I can and entertaining them. I'm going against Madman Cooper. Mm-hmm. Me and him have a feud that's been going on at another promotion that is on pause. That's being finished here. But at the end of the day, we're going to see what happens. I found out I'm in a battle royal first. Who knows what happened afterwards? And then right after that show, I got to haul ass to Spartan Championship Wrestling, to where I'm in a tag match. I think it's a 4-way tag match with, ironically, I hate to say it like this, my partner, who is actually the UWA Elite champion.
Okay.
So it's funny that people we took it as an opportunity. Like, with me and Vertigo, we're competitive people, but at the same time, we know sometimes you got to work together to get together. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the money, get the opportunity. So the door was open to say, hey, we got a spot for y'all too. Would y'all do it? Now, mind you, this was actually made technically after I won the tournament. So this one makes it a little bit different. So we're going to see how it goes. At the end of the day, we're going to separate, our stuff, because technically this is, look at it like this. You know how some people who goes against for the title, they got to work together first. You want to see what happens. Can they coexist?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's how I look at it. That's going on Sunday. We're going to see, can we work together? Just for the sake, because we got to go against each other 2 weeks after.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. I saw him at the 2 shows I went to. That boy, he can move.
Listen, they don't call him the New York Drift for nothing. Matt Vertigo has literally revamped himself and proved that he actually is worth the net that he has. And I am never going to stunt his growth. I'm never going to play him out. Only way I'm going to only do that is when you're in my way of my net. And technically, we have never had problems until the point where now we're against each other for it. The last time we actually wrestled was against each other when he was also he's a former now. He was a territory champion. But basically, he was a champion for 3 promotions at once, and that rotated. I was his first opponent. And that's when I came back from during the COVID season.
Okay.
And that match is on the UWA Elite Network. I tell people, go check that out. That was a bar burner. I actually pulled out moves that I'd never put out. And I sadly fell short. But, I learned from my mistakes. And now, I'm going to tag with them, so I'm going to learn more. And then when it comes to the 17th of September, everything's going to unfold.
Okay. Now, where's the show going to take place at?
All right, so that's going to be shown at the South River VFW.
Okay.
I believe it's 31 Reed Street in South River, New Jersey.
Okay.
Tickets are actually on sale still. They have a few limited left on front row seats. I talked to management and asked them, can I have a diligent section for experience? So if anybody purchase tickets for me for that, it comes with a 8x10, a little pre meet and greet. Even though I know some people already know me, but just to like see my mindset before a match and everything else, and then you enjoy the show.
Gotcha. Looking forward to that. So now that we're talking about the current, we've discussed the past. What's plans for the future? Let's say 2 to 3 years out. What do you want to see yourself? Maybe even those around you.
Hold on, let me take these off. These are a little bit heavy. Hold on.
Okay. Heavy as the crown.
So it's funny you said that, because in 2 to 3 years, I don't know what to say. Like I can tell you my ambitious side. I can tell you how I'm really thinking. I can tell you both. I'll probably just do either one anyway. But in about a year and a half from now, I don't know where it's going to go. But I know if as long as it's better than where I had right now, then I feel like there's progress. But if I feel like there's a dead end, then I got to question my situation and reevaluate. That's what a real human being does. They don't just keep going and repeat it. Like I'm believing the mindset of not being crazy, because a person who's crazy or insane will repeat the same thing over and over and over.
Yep.
Just to think there's going to be a different result. But I'm going to put something a little deeper. People who think that way, they're trying to get sympathy from the person who gives them judgment. And I know the problem is people don't understand that the judgment that you get is on you when you realize one way don't work. You put to judge yourself to change. The problem is because some people think that, oh, this is the person I got to speak to. This is the one in. I just got to show them. No, you show that you're adaptable. And I think in the last 3 years, I've shown that I can adapt to what I've been going through and what I have shown in this sport and within my career. So we'll go for that. One place I would love to wrestle. There's like places I love to wrestle. I never wrestled in Florida. A lot of people don't know that. I wrestled in Indiana. I've wrestled in Arizona. I wrestled in Maine. I wrestled in Massachusetts. I wrestled in New York, Connecticut, of course, New Jersey, PA, Georgia, North Carolina, and Indiana. I don't know if I said it, but of course, Indiana. I was there. I had a mini tour there, like for a whole year. That was amazing. But I never got to wrestle in Florida, and we'll try to make that happen. And hopefully, if anybody's seeing this and they see my work, definitely reach out to me. I have no problem, and I'll still reach out and hope we can work something out. And of course, past overseas wise, I want to wrestle in Europe. That was one of my main goals when I started this career. It wasn't really just say, "Oh, I want to go to the WWE." It's to the point where I wanted this to be more of like a learn lesson. I wanted to be like, can I make myself a brand? Can I be a business? Can I make myself valuable? Because let's make this important. Let's make this a little deeper. You knew me before I started this whole career. You just saw me as a guy. I remember back in the day, I had basketball dreams. I played semi-pro for 1 year. And while I was in college, and I got kicked off the team because the team got disbanded. I couldn't get back on another team. I couldn't get recruited, couldn't get signed. And then wrestling came in, and I said, I need to make myself available. I need to make myself a valuable asset. And I had to figure that out, within these years, and I've done it. So, my net worth is going up. Like, that's why I ask people what it is. Like, I could get a shirt that says my net worth's going up, but I better question you because I know where mine's going. So I want this shirt right here to be more of like a statement to make people change their value. I want you to make your value go up. But needless to say, I'm getting a little too deep. But go ahead. But I want to wrestle in Europe, and I want to like one of my good wrestling friends. I'll say a guy I met in wrestling that to me is a really good person in my eyes is Kevin Matthews. He's actually wrestling in Australia right now as we speak. He flew over there about 12 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a flight.
Trust me, he shared in his stories. There's a lot of cancellations on that flight. It was a lot.
I can imagine, man. The way airlines been going lately, everybody just cancellation. They get to the airport, cancellation. It's like, okay, give me 1 second. Hey, they canceled my flight. Hold on. What happened to my flight? What do you mean they canceled? Oh, are you serious? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll drive home. I'll get a rental car. Oh man. Okay,
Yeah,
so you said Europe. Is it a promotion in particular?
No, it's not. Like
Okay.
At a certain point, it's like I think once you start, because I feel like wrestling in Europe has such a prize connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's in itself that once you start one, the train will move to the next one, and
Yep.
especially if you're a passenger that's worth going to the next train stop, which I feel I am, and I'm willing to learn. Like one of my goals in wrestling is to become a prize catch fighter. I want to learn more of European wrestling, catch wrestling. So I'm not just a guy who has a boxing background and a little bit of jiu-jitsu. I wanted somebody to know, like, yo, this guy know how to catch wrestle. He know how to get himself out of situations, even with his size. So it's not like it's something where he's like, oh, he's just using his brute strength. No, he has technique. He has a value. So I'm trying to make myself more dimensional than any other, big man wrestler. And at the same time, I'm big now. I'm working on trying to lose this weight. It's been a struggle. Like I'm not going to say it's perfect. It's not perfect. But it's really
feeling, man. I know.
but it's a progress, and I'm happy that I'm in better strength. Like I'm doing overhead press and cleans, just getting them over, and I'm very happy. And I feel stronger, and I feel like I'm going to get myself better each day I go.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that European journey. Like I later on, I got wrestling to catch up on. Like I have a lot to catch up on. So I have the 2 joints that took place in Atlanta with Jonathan Gresham and Brandon Black with their promotion. I'm like, okay, gotta catch up on that. Then the whole Rev Pro thing took place over the weekend. I'm like, okay, well, I need to catch up on that. And the funniest thing, like one of the highlights had to be Will Ospreay telling people, yeah, I mean, European wrestling is open, man. He said, you want to come back? WWE didn't work out? By all means, wipe your feet at the door and pay your dues because we stayed here and kept the lights on. And I went, yeah, it's those kind of statements that put validity behind what you said. Like, look, you're gonna go, you're gonna put in the work. You got to put the work in. A lot of people always had that dream of WWE. What happens if that doesn't work out though? You have to look otherwhere. Like, for me, I started watching wrestling in, I want to say 2010, 2011, because it was the products that was out there. Like I didn't even know indies. All I knew was WWF, and then became WWE, and then TNA wrestling came about. And I was like, oh, I love TNA. This is so amazing. I love this.
Oh, it's funny you brought that up. I'm gonna share this. TNA was actually the reason why my thought of wrestling got re-sparked because of one person that I saw that was coming down the aisle when I was watching it. When I heard it said from Elizabeth, New Jersey, I was like, wait, he's from where?
Yes.
He's from where?
Yes.
So I think you already know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna say it for clarity.
Should I introduce it? Should I do the whoa?
Oh no, we're not. We're going before all that happened.
Before all of it?
Yeah, before when I saw him as just
the
basic cornrows, the whole nine. When I saw Jay Lethal come out and perform, that ignited me to say, hey, you know what? Maybe wrestling's pretty cool. Maybe there's a shot. If a guy from Jersey can still get signed on and represent, why can't I? And then here's the funny part about it. I was playing for Union County College, and I had a friend named Mo. Cool. Love him to death. We're still friends. I don't talk to him as much, but shout out to Mo. I appreciate him, like, through my time at Union County College. But he was basically my go-to guy when I talked to him. We were on the same team. Mm-hmm. So I told him I watched wrestling. Like I said, yo man, I saw Impact, I saw TNA, and I saw this guy named Jay Lethal. He's from Elizabeth, and I'm like, yo, if he can get signed, why can't I? And he's like, that's actually my older brother. So my eyes just flashed and saw both their faces. I was like, holy. So if I never, so here's the funny part. I made a declaration to him passively. I said, bro, if I don't do well in basketball, you're going to see me in the ring. And then literally once I left Union County College, went to Essex County, played ball there, played my tryouts, then went to NGIT, played semi-pro at NGIT. That's when things changed. And then I didn't play and I started wrestling. Still kept in touch with him, told him I was doing. And he literally put the plug in with Jay Lethal when I first started before he started moving out. This is around the time frame where Jay Lethal became the New Jersey Reject because he moved to Florida and bashed New Jersey. But the fact that I got the time to talk to him one-on-one was a very powerful thing because that showed proof that something I said 3 to 4 years ago come to fruition, and then it's being backed up because a friend of mine said, if this happens, I got you. So that means I got to have a supporting circle. And I think a lot of people don't have circles like that. Yeah. I'll be honest, my circle's not the one that's like seeing me day by day by day. Mine's just going by progress. So when they see something, hey, what's going on? If they see me down, they reach out and say, hey, what's going on? So I'm very happy to have somewhat of a circle like that. But when that happened, that just proved that I can go further. But, you don't know what you're doing in wrestling when it comes to, you already know how to perform, but you got to learn how to build yourself. You got to learn how to brand yourself. So, like, that's what was my challenge. And that took me a few years to figure it out because you can't just be the generic man. You can't just be like, what's going on? Because me showing that I was the diligent one was a very challenging thing because I know what my worth was, but I didn't know how to show my worth. I didn't know how to show how it was on camera, on the microphone. I didn't know how to show it when it came to a live promo. Like, I can wrestle and do my thing, but at the same time, I was like, everybody's that generic wrestler. Like, but I had this presence that you saw a glimpse of during my matches, and you just like, where'd it go? And then I figured it out, and I caught on, and that's where I'm at now. So I'm just trying to make it keep evolving. Like Drake said himself, like he never takes breaks because he feel like he never did a good job. Like when it comes to my persona, I felt like I was like that. I don't feel like it's good enough, so I'm trying to find something else. And at the end of the day, I was looking for somebody else's approval, but I'm not anymore. Like, it's just what I'm doing. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. If you don't want to work, we don't have to work. But eventually we will cross paths, and then what we do after that is what we're going to do after that.
Gotcha. It's funny, me and my boy was talking about it yesterday, like with the issues he got with his job right now, and like how he already got another job already lined up, ready to go. And he's like, yeah, I already giving him 2 weeks notice. I'm out. I'm out. For the listeners that are viewing this or listening to it, shout out Prince Akeem. That's what I'm talking about. He said it. He's like, he's like, I know my value. He said, I know my value. He said, I'm not about to have somebody who's been here. Oh, I know the owner. Well, my son is dating the owner. Or they just said, he said, no. I said, I don't care about you. No. I know my worth. That's the difference. I said, I feel the same way. When I'm at work, I said, see, I say it a little bit differently where it comes off as hostile because I tell myself, I'm like, look, every life holds 2 values. 1, the value set upon it. And 2, the value allow others to put upon it. Which value do you want to live by? Now, when I say it, unfortunately, it comes off a little aggressive because it comes out when there's an conflict. So someone follows that, look, you can talk all the shit you want. We can go outside to the bathroom. We can go off the property down to the Wells Fargo. The cops are on shift duty right now. No? Okay, then shut the fuck up and do your job. Profanity is allowed on this. I mark myself explicit this so you get heads up. But that's how I look at it. But going back to it, that was a blessing right there for you, man, with Jay Lethal like that.
Hold on, man. I think I got a smudge on this thing. Hold on. I think I got a smudge. Hold on, man. I was right. Ha! Came out way. Yeah, this whole time. See? Bad quality. Everybody, make sure to clean your cameras before you start. That was a slip up on me.
I couldn't even tell.
I wasn't diligent enough.
Oh.
No, but on a side note, I want to say so. I know you said your friend, a guy we know, I took a 2 weeks notice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be respectful about this, and I want him to, if he hears this, I want to say it, and I hope he understands. Why are you giving somebody 2 weeks if you know you're not going back to that because they know they don't treat your value? Because here's the real truth. They'll go back to somebody and say, "Okay, how was he a worker? Cool. Why he leave? Cool." They're not going to ask, did he give us 2 weeks? They're not. And then when you're about to get fired, they're not giving you 2 weeks. They're letting you go on the spot. So me personally, unless you're just doing that to keep your paycheck to go through, flow to the next one, which I totally understand. But if you got the money already, I recommend you saying just leaving, get some time for yourself, prepare yourself to go to your next chapter that you know you deserve, and move forward. Don't worry about giving people 2 weeks. Because if they're going to fire you and without giving you 2 weeks, why you got to give them to go so they can find somebody else? That should be their problem. That's the manager's problem.
Yep. This is why I am so blessed by the people I associate with, because that's exactly what he said. It's only to have that checklist flow over. But the other job calls, he says, "Oh, it's enough. I could say fuck it." He said, no, one day, I'll hit him with I'm sick, put the sick pay in just to have it flow over to that pay period. All right, I'm good. I'm out. I said, yeah, that makes sense. That's the best way to do it. Look, when I left Babies R Us in 2014, 14, 15, bruh, I was part-time. Let's say part-time because I was doing the door-to-door at the time for Verizon.
Right.
And that didn't work out, so I left that. But I came back, and they was like, "Oh yeah, so gave me full-time hours though." So I'm like, I'm getting 40 hours a week. All right, whatever. Next, Quest Diagnostics hit me up. Hey, shipping and receiving position, this and that, making more money. Yeah, sure, I'm in there. No 2 weeks notice. I went in on my last day. Came in with dress pants, buttoned up. Came with the boots on. Put a purple vest. I said, man, fuck that purple shirt. I ain't putting that shirt on. I was sitting there giving discounts at the restaurant. Oh, you have discount code? I said, all right, no problem. Oh, that barcode don't read. Let me hey, can I get a manager override? Managers wasn't even paying attention, but he was just putting overrides in. I'm like, you have a great day. Thank you. Hey, you're looking to build business? Let's connect. That whole time, I go to the back. I look at the schedule. It was like, oh, Sean, 40 hours for next week. I was like, yeah, they're going to have to find somebody to come in because I'm done. Only like 6 people knew I was leaving. I left that day in a good-ass mood, walking to the bus stop. You know what? I think I want some Burger King today. I was just in a good-ass mood. Got to the new job, worked out. Then I leave this job. I left Quest. Bruh, the difference between that job and Quest was respectful. I gave him a 2 weeks and said, hey, look, I'm leaving. Got a new job opportunity. He was like, oh, shit. Hey, man, look, if you ever want to come back, the door's always open for you. Come back. We appreciate you. I was like, okay. Next, turned around. Hey, we have a delay. Okay, hey, it's going to be a 3 weeks notice. No problem. Hey, if they don't want you, we will gladly keep you. I was like, well, damn. That's that difference in job environments.
Yeah,
that's that difference.
You already know this, bro. Like when it comes down to businesses, you either got businesses that worry about the middleman or the ones that just worry about getting the plan. And the reason why I say that phrase is because we got a lot of people that don't understand the turnover rate of certain things. Toys R Us, Baby R Us, any major retail place is known for high turnover but nobody would never tell you that because they want you to come. Like
Amazon.
No, Amazon automatically is that way. Come on, like it's one of the biggest retail companies out there.
Yeah,
it's really one of the biggest. So
we all know Amazon.
So of course they're gonna have that high turnover rate. That's why if you're actually smart, you should try to take the risk and become a vendor of Amazon and get somebody to buy your product, which I am. By the way, check out my Instagram. I got new merchandise coming on, which soon will be on Amazon. And also shout out to Miss Kiki, aka Miss Kenya. She's gonna have her workout stuff that's on Amazon as well for the ladies, particularly.
Okay. Hey, always get your plugins, no matter what. Get your plugins in.
Hold on. So, any other questions you want to ask me? I ain't trying to be rude, but I realize
I understand.
We getting like dolo personal, and to a certain extent, I know we haven't talked. I know we haven't talked in years. Okay, so I figure like let's swing that back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so back to the wrestling. Left out of wrestling. My attention went to soccer. Then I came back into wrestling only because that WrestleMania that was in East Rutherford. And my boy was like, "Oh yeah, man, you gotta watch NXT, man. It's gonna be so good." I'm like, "What the fuck is NXT?" He was like, "WWE." Like, I was like, "Bro, I haven't watched wrestling in mad long, man." I was like, "All right, I'll watch it." He said Ronda Rousey. I said, "Bro, I wasn't watching MMA. She but all right, fine, I'll watch this stuff." Yeah, NXT is what got me back into wrestling. That NXT, it was the Brooklyn takeover.
Yeah,
that got me back into
Brooklyn. NXT Brooklyn.
Yeah, that got me back in. I started watching WWE for a second. I was like, nah, this is still not for me. The NXT was good, but the Raw and SmackDown, couldn't watch it. And then it was like, oh, this new company, AEW, is coming out. And I said, Cody Rhodes, what? I said, I don't know who the Young Bucks are. I don't know who the hell Kenny Omega is. So I didn't know none of Bullet Club. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't know none of the Bullet Club. I didn't know none of the took place. I left wrestling before any of that took place. So also was Chris Jericho. And I was like, Chris Jericho. I said, okay, who the hell is Hangman Page? Who the hell is all these guys? I don't know who these guys are. This is brand new. Fine, I'll come in. So that was my introduction to AEW. That was me learning about New Japan. That was me learning about Ring of Honor. So it's like I didn't know none of this stuff. Now, bruh, subscription to Impact Wrestling, subscription to New Japan. I got my subscription to Patreon. All my stuff is all on one card. Like
yo, you know what, Sean? Like, to be honest, bro, I can't even laugh so hard, and I'm laughing because I can relate because I did that before I got into wrestling. I did not know about indies. I did not know how they worked because I didn't think I was going to have the opportunity because I committed to basketball. So,
gotcha.
Trust me, I do know where you're coming from. When I found out, trust me, when I first came in, like, you need to watch Japan. Like, technically, I knew about Japan. Shout out to my mentor, Mike Bertram, who's ironically my second grade teacher. But, you know, without him, he took me to ECW shows. I knew about ECW firsthand. I was able to sit after a show to sit with Tommy Dreamer, Rob Van Dam, Sabu, Bam Bam Bigelow at Ruby Tuesdays. I was able to have that opportunity, and I was a kid. I didn't know the acts, but it was cool. I was like, I'm getting some food with the wrestlers. Hell yeah, hell yeah! Like I was on that. That. But you know, like that was the only way I had my version of the indies, because technically ECW back in that time frame was considered an indies, but they had able to fund themselves to be more like a premier television program.
Yep. So
got to look at it like that. Like the fact that people stood up till 12 o'clock in the morning to watch ECW, which I did.
Oh yeah,
on cable, I did it. You know, just to make it happen. So like, like I said, everybody's different, but I was one of those people like to learn Hangman Page and learn Kenny Omega, to learn the Young Bucks. You know, I knew Thunder Liger, like, because luckily he went to WWE at one point, and then I got to know a little bit. But ECW helped me learn these other guys like Tajiri. You know, Juventud, you know, and even I saw Juventud in WCW, which we don't speak about anymore, but that helped me understand wrestling more. And then it's funny, when I got older and I started watching wrestling, I didn't watch wrestling as like an entertainment. I looked at it as a mechanic. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, why are these performers doing these things a certain way?
Yeah.
You know, back at a certain point, there was a certain rubric. And like, as a fan, I was trying to understand it more than just watch it. So it's to the point where like I could almost telegraph something and be like, that was good. Not saying I'm a know-it-all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it felt like everything fell in a circle, because I didn't think about doing that stuff until literally I started watching the wrestling again before I saw Jay Lethal actually be debuted. Mm-hmm. Or I ain't gonna say debut, but he had, I think, it's a second or third match on Impact. I mean, TNA Impact, same thing.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah. Same lineage.
And like I said, it came full circle because, like, who would have thought? Like, if you look back at me in 2000, oh shit, I tell my age, 2000 and I think it's 2007.
Mm-hmm.
That in 2007, I'll play basketball, do what I got to do, and then thought about saying, like, yo, if it fails, I'll just be a wrestler. I technically started watching wrestling again in 2000. Yeah, 2007, officially 2008. Okay. And I started watching how things are ran. And then when 2010 hit, that's when I started learning and trying to figure out, like, okay, what's the mechanics of this? Like, I'm seeing the same thing. What's the pattern? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting asked, you ever thought about being a professional wrestler, to a person I never met? But all because at my college, we had a few fanboys, and I know some of them were actually wrestlers. They made fantasy stories. And at the time, I'm a big Dolph Ziggler fan back then and now. But I used to make up stories that benefited Dolph that would still keep people in cliffhangers. And they asked me, like, yo, you ever thought about being a wrestler? And I was like, no, fuck you, very nicely. Saying, like, y'all not trained. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He said, I don't want you to be a wrestler. I want you to be a wrestling writer. I was like, oh.
Okay.
All right, cool.
That sounds interesting right there.
Yeah, so I went, checked out the guys, and I said, yeah, I'll do it. They're like, oh, you going to be a writer? I was like, nah. I'll wrestle if you let me. And then literally 2-3 months later, ended up meeting up with the people at ECPW, and they saw what I've done for a whole month, and they asked me to wrestle with the main roster. I didn't know that was a big thing. Like, to me, where I was wrestling and training, that was like their NXT to a certain extent. Okay. And like that same group I was with, that's where Sonny Kiss was at. You know, and now you see him at AEW. A few of the guys that I still wrestle with, like my boy Ever Cross. To me, he's one of the guys that taught me a lot of stuff about wrestling. Colossus. He's the first big man to actually wrestle with. He beat in some habits that I now know I have to make sure to do. You know, and the rest of the crew there. Damn, who else? Lance, Vincent Cade, Scott, Jamal, like all of them. Like, I appreciate them, like literally. So that's how it came to be. So, like, again, I understand. Like, it's how this is all came full circle. Like, I'm still lost for words. Like, me, the fact that I'm sharing this is I'm literally lost for words. The fact that I did not plan to be this, but I instinctively or passively did things to just go like, I know what I'm doing.
Gotcha. I must say, you've had one rocket of a career so far. And I truly see that statement of the sky's the limit there. I feel like in today's wrestling atmosphere, there is no age limit here. Like, oh, that's percent they're too young, they're too old, this and that. No. You have the dedication, you show that you have that spark to do something, you're going somewhere. One way or another, your time is going to come. Like, I listened to Matt Hardy's podcast, and it's to hear how wild things were back in the day, how people didn't take care of their health compared to now. This is why you have guys who are like, they're 50 years old, they're 60 years old, still wrestling. Like, people take care of their health now. They're in better shape. Especially when you look at the young guys now, you go, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, that's why I tagged you in what's that, MLW, when they say, hey, you know, what's the people that you want to see sign, you want to see not even sign us, make a debut here. I'm like, Corey Dillinger. Like, if I'm throwing the wrestlers out there, I was like, hey, Corey Dillinger.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a funny story about MLW since you brought that up.
Okay. Let's hear
it. So at the 2300 arena, I don't know, I lost connection somehow, but they say recorded, I'm visual, and they say it's recording higher quality, so we'll test this out. I went there to help. You know, one thing about being a wrestler, you know, when they don't know you, you got to find ways for them to know you. Sometimes an asshole ain't the way. Sometimes you gotta show that, hey, I know the system. I'm ready to work the system. Let me get a part. Let me make my gear part of that system. And at that time, MJF, Loki, Phoenix, and Pentagon Jr. Fatu, I think Fatu was like new when that happened. 5 other people. I'm sorry I can't say their names right now. They were all performing for MLW. Oh yeah, Ego, Ethan Page, he was there too. Okay. This is when they were a faction, and I didn't know my name was up there in the locker room buzz. I go to MJF. Actually, no, screw that. I'm gonna rewind even further. There was a thing called the Boardwalk Beatdown in Atlantic City, and I was back in 2015, I believe. And I'm just fairly new, 15, 16. I got hired to be a representation of a gaming station because I'm a gamer. I ain't gonna lie. I love fighting games. I have fun. So that station paid me to be their representative and sponsor, hype it up, and I had a great time. I'm recording, vlogging, having my way. All of a sudden, I see MJF. I record him being disrespectful.
Being himself.
Yeah. He sees me. Out of respect, I just keep recording being quiet. I told him, yo, camera's off. He's still an asshole. But he did give me a little acknowledgement and they say, hey, Dillinger, how you doing? I'm like, how'd you know who I was? He's like, listen, I ain't gonna front. I know I'm a dick, but I listen. The fact I heard your name, I saw you. That alone just made me feel like, okay, I'm getting there. So the fact that I saw him again at MLW, he actually he tried to finesse and ask me for a favor, which was to take him to the hotel and shit. You know what I mean? I don't mind helping people. The problem was I had a two-door car.
Okay.
And it was supposed to take out him and I think 2 other people. And I couldn't do it. But at the end of the day, I learned that in wrestling, you got to be an asset inside and outside the ring. So that moment made me realize I'm not an asset. Because now if somebody needed a jam to get to the next thing, what I'm going to do to make sure I get around. You know what I'm saying? Well, they might see me at another show and go like, yo, put him on.
Gotcha.
Or, yo, you know what? I know his work. I know his worth. Don't you go by my word. I know you never met him. Go by my word. He's the guy. And gotcha. I realize sometimes those things they learn you. Or they give you hints if they feel like if a guy goes like, yo, I don't think he's ready, but yo, take this hint, ride with it. And if you take it and ride with it and you come back and see it, then they're like, he's coachable. He's learnable. He can do these things. And that's the stuff that I've learned through those experiences. Like that's what I said about the word adapting. Like I'm a diligent man, but I realize I can't be diligent if I'm not adapting. Because I can be hardworking and everything, all that stuff, but if I'm not taking the other definitions of being careful, methodical, creative, adapt, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. If I'm not doing those, then who am I?
Gotcha.
So these stories and these incidents actually helped me become more who I am. And like with that alone helped me get my own place. So I'm very proud of that too. Because wrestling actually also helped me be part of TV production.
The ins and outs of the business. Okay. Now, one thing I had to say, if I could see you, I'm gonna say 3 promotions I would love to see you thriving.
You better watch what the hell you say, because I got this stick for a reason. And I'm gonna act, so you better just watch yourself. But go ahead.
Okay. I could see you doing some good things at MLW. I can see you potentially, I'm going to go with Progress as the first stop in your European conquest. And I'm going to say Pro Wrestling Noah when it comes to Japan.
In Japan, I had a feeling that was it.
Yeah, when it comes to Japan, I'm going to say Noah over New Japan. I feel like New Japan, you can definitely thrive there, but it'd be too much of a faction thing. Join this faction, join that faction. Now, if they was to bring you in and then have you be representative here in the States, that's different. Then it's like, you on New Japan Strong, you're still here in America, you can still do your tours and everything here.
Right.
But I feel like Noah would be more of a greater push to get your name out higher in that country. Those would be my three.
Okay. Fair.
Throwing it out there. Now, hopefully, Garden State Pro Wrestling puts this man on their card in the future. Because we need some more Jersey representation on a Garden State Pro Wrestling card. Just saying.
I ain't gonna front, I'm happy you brought that up. Because when I found out that they had it, I think that's how we reconnected. Because I think you saw my little mini rant, or I saw your rant, and then you tagged me on there.
Yeah.
And the funny part is, like, out of my whole 7 going to 8 years, I technically never wrestled in Newark. I never wrestled in a state that I was from. I was born in. And I feel like this is an opportunity for every person that saw my worth when I first started, or just saw the buzz of saying, like, yo, wait, Corey's doing what?
Yep.
And it's like, and to see it full circle and the convenience of their own place. Now, granted, I could be the other shady motherfucker and be like, oh, yeah, I want to see your next show. I'll tell you. Yeah, it's too far. Then you ain't trying to support me then. But I'm not gonna throw that, because everybody's life is different. You know, I've been at a point where I had to catch buses, and let's be honest, some of the places where I wrestle at, you can't catch a bus there. You gotta catch a bus to the Uber and all that. You gotta do a whole combination, and you'd be broke by the time you get there.
They paid you to travel.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like for me to do this, it's like not only I'm, broadcasting myself to a new channel, a new opportunity, and I'm making this happen, but also internally I'm giving back to the state. Well, correction, the city I was raised in. Like, I was basically raised in Irvington, always hung out in Newark, went to school in Newark. Like, it's like a way of showing, like, hey, there is products of Newark that always don't have to be a white collar success.
Mm-hmm. We
can perform, we can do our thing, we can do whatever, and we don't have to do the trend of saying, oh, he's from this, so he does this. No, I'm from there, and I do my own thing. Because I've seen the difference. I tell you straight up, I don't act like I don't know where I come from. I'm sorry. I don't act like I don't know where I came from. I know where I came from. I just show that I don't need to do that to show where I need to go.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, hopefully get you on a future card there, because I want to see you perform. I want to see you put that work in and let them know Jersey here.
Fair. But mind you already saw my work before at the tournament, which I was surprised. You came through with the tournament.
Let me correct myself. I want to see you put that work in on their platform so that they can understand what your net worth is. So they can understand your name is your name. That's what I want to say.
All right.
That's what needs to be understood.
I appreciate you correcting yourself. You're not correcting yourself. Know your worth, Sean. That's all I try to tell you. Know your worth, bro.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything else you would like to plug in?
Yeah, I got some plugins, but I got like some 2 pop-up questions, for you that you could bounce back at me, because I know sometimes I have been in interviews and sometimes I hear this a lot and I laugh. But why not? Just for the giggles, because I know we're almost at the last hour point. If you had to pick a dream match for me, who would it be? Like, you pick 2 people. You got 2 separate matches. You can make it a combination.
2 people.
2 people. You can make them separate. You can make it as a triple threat. Hell, you can even throw it as a tag.
I was thinking in my head, say tag as well. Like, tag.
Have fun with it. Have fun. It can be against them or with them.
All right. I'm going to say I want to see you go against the Brawling Beast, the hybrid athlete, Tyson Maddox. I want to see that. I feel that's going to showcase two strong, big black men who aren't just all power, who have the athleticism, who have the endurance, that cardio to put on a show and represent. That's one I would love to see. Second one, I would love to.
Remember, you can go old school too. It don't have to be modern, bro. It don't have to be like up to date. You can go old school, bro. I see what you're doing there. You can go old school. You can go with your own fantasy draft, bro. This is a fantasy booking. Have fun with it.
Fuck it. Okay, he said fancy booking. You're making your debut in Japan at Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, I'm fucking. You said fancy. And Minoru Suzuki's retirement match.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How it go? How it go? Big meaty men slapping me. I want to see that. There we go. See, I was trying to keep it a little modern, but you said, hey, you want to.
Hey, you're being big, and I appreciate that.
There we go.
You're big. One of my fantasy matches I wish I had the opportunity or wish I could was actually have a match with Mark Henry.
Ooh, now that
he's a wonderful person. I had an opportunity to actually talk to him a little bit in New Jersey, but I missed out on the opportunity because of work. And because at the time I was still striving to try to balance life and wrestling in this whole 9 yards. Because I go front, I wasn't making the money I'm making now. So like you gotta make certain sacrifices. Yeah, I would love to have a wrestling match with him, like legit. Like just have that because like he has that old school. Like he's the most modern person I know in the legend, but like he has that real old school 1990, 1980 mentality that I just like. That just get real gritty. Just go. Just go. And if I had to go a little newer, of course I'll say Jay Lethal. I'm not gonna cap. Like Jay Lethal is still my dream match. Like I had a fancy draft where when he was the New Jersey reject, I called myself the New Jersey Prodigy. This is when ROH happened. Like I just want to have that run and then have and wrestle him. I already had a story and everything set up in my head. I already had the book. I had the booking, brother. I had the booking. But if I had to go at it right now, one match I'm very excited. I'm hoping to have one day is me versus probably be a little harder now, but me and damn, I'm so mad I'm getting a brain fart. And I was just talking to this mofo. You know what? I'm gonna keep that to the side. I'm gonna keep that for the next time we have. Hopefully, we have another interview. And we'll use that as a carry over. I'll use that for later.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say this with the Mark Henry one. There's always a possibility AEW Dark Elevation. He does what Paul White did and just say, hey, I want to have a match real quick for the hell of it, or his son. Mark Henry's son is I see what he's doing. That boy, whew. He's his father's son. He's his father's son.
Fair.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I gotta show my net worth, and I'm gonna show my net. Because the funny part is, this is how because like a lot of people ask me, what made you decide to do this net worth? I'm like, honestly, I see life as pretenders. You got people who run businesses going like, I just made $3,000 growth this month. Oh, that's dope. How much are you keeping?
Yup.
How much you holding? Yeah, because at that growth, I know you got dividends, you got taxes, you got expenses, you have all that. But where's the net? Where's the money that you said, all right, bet I can hold? Nobody can say shit. The average see my language by saying that. The average man who works a 9-to-5 job makes about, let's say on a funny job, I'm not saying exactly, but on the aspect, they make about almost $7,000 in growth. But with taxes, dividends, expenses, the whole 9 yards, they come out at the end of the month with maybe $3,000. That's how much work they put in, but that's how much money they get out. I'm at a point in my career where I got to think business, and I know my net worth is bringing what I grow. So this is where that character is coming in. I'm going to show the value. Other than that, I'm saying this too because I'm trying to make other wrestlers in this world aware that, what's your value to this sport? What's your value to your own business, to yourself? Because if you ain't showing that, then who are you? So, technically, like I said, it's an internal, there's also a shoot to the other workers in this business. So, if they ain't going to see it that way, that's fine. But hopefully my work will pay off and they don't see it and go like, damn, he did say that. And I'll be on camera going like this. Up. Done. But yeah.
Well, I got to say, man, we hit that hour mark. Once again, it's been a pleasure having this opportunity to interview you.
Yes, pleasure's mine, Sean. Pleasure's all mine.
I'm looking forward to that match against, what's it again? Vertigo?
Yeah, Matt Vertigo. September 17th, UWA Elite presents Gold Rush. It's going to be at the VFW of South River, 31 East Street in South River, New Jersey. Tickets still on sale on the website at UWAElite.com, or you can message me on any of my social medias for the Diligent Tickets experience and go from there.
Okay. And I will also make sure to put the links to his profiles in the show notes, as always.
Yes. And I apologize because you didn't ask me for my channels, even though you're going to post them. All right. First and foremost, if you're on Twitter, you're going to follow me as the Diligent One. The funny part is I don't spell it regular. I spell it DaDilligenTone. So if you read it straight, you might say Daddy the Thong. So don't call me Daddy. Don't call me Daddy. If you want to try to find me on Instagram, you go to C.Dillinger. And then on Facebook, Corey Dillinger, CoreyDillinger.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the first of many interviews that will take place on the Take Podcast. With that being said, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy yourself, and stay prosperous. Peace.
Peace.